Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and take a look at the Google Pixel 7 that just came out and the Google Pixel 5 and see which specific phone is the better one for you. Now, if you want to pick up either one of these phones, the links will be down in the description. You can get them from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, side by side, you can definitely tell there are a few key differences for sure. The Google Pixel 5 that came out back in 2020, you can see it has a little bit of a different design than the Pixel 7. This is when Google in 2020 was starting to kind of like change their design language, and from the Pixel 4 to the Pixel 5, that was a pretty big difference, but it actually stemmed from the Pixel 4a, which was their $349 budget phone if you remember at that time. Now with the Pixel 5, you're getting a 6-inch OLED display, which is actually a pretty decent panel. It's a 90Hz screen, and even though it's not 1440p or 120Hz, it still is a pretty good display. I mean, it's a hole punch display, but the hole punch isn't at the top left, versus now it's in the center. So I will still say the Pixel 5's design is pretty timeless, and I still think it looks pretty good in this day and age. Now with something like the Google Pixel 7, you're getting a bigger 6.3-inch AMOLED display. So it's a bigger screen, and overall, I mean, I will say it definitely looks better. It's still 90Hz, and I will say this thing has a more distinct type of look. With the Pixel 5, it looks more like the phones that we have nowadays, but with the Pixel 7, it definitely looks, you can definitely look at it and say, oh, it kind of looks kind of different than some other phones nowadays, which is nice because of the more rectangular design. I will say, though, the Pixel 7 has an overall better build quality, which we'll get into in a second, but the screen of the Pixel 7, I will say, probably looks a little bit better than the Pixel 5. Now, in terms of the actual, rest of the build quality, in the thickness and thickness department, you can kind of see that the Pixel 5 is a little bit, maybe it seems like the same type of build as the Pixel 7, but it definitely feels a little bit better in the hand on the Pixel 7 side. The Pixel 5 had this like aluminum siding, but I don't know, it didn't feel that great. I'm still not really that fan of the way this one feels. The Pixel 7, though, feels so much more premium, it's not even funny. As you can see right here, both of them have SIM card trays here, and both of them have the volume buttons and the power buttons on the other side. Now on the back, we have a completely different type of setup as well. So on the Pixel 7, you can see we have a dual camera setup as well as on the Pixel 5, which is really nice. The fingerprint sensor is on the back of the Pixel 5, where the Pixel 7 has the fingerprint sensor built into the display, which is really cool. Now on the Pixel 5, we have this like aluminum back, but this thing does not feel like aluminum to me. This feels more like cardboard in my opinion on this specific model. On my Pixel 7, we have a glass back, which feels really, really nice. Now I don't want to sit here and make fun of the Pixel 5. This was a cheaper phone than a lot of other phones at that point, but the Pixel 7 I think was actually cheaper than what the Pixel 5 was retailing for at that moment. This is a $599 phone, which feels very, very premium. Now both of them support wireless charging, which is really cool, but the Pixel 7 does have reverse wireless charging and standard wireless charging as well. So that is another really cool feature on something like the Pixel 7 that the Pixel 5 maybe isn't really in the same league for, in my opinion. So in terms of the outside, I think you're definitely getting a better experience overall and just a way better build quality on something like the Pixel 7 than on something like the Pixel 5. Now another thing I want to hit on is software and longevity. Now, on something like the Pixel 5, I'm not 100% too sure when this phone is going to be done with software support. I think, it's not going to be lasting forever, but there is quite a bit of development community behind this phone. But also with the Pixel 5, this device is definitely going to be here for probably another 2 years. I think it's not going anywhere anytime soon after that. I feel like this phone could personally last forever. It is a very, very good phone with a lot of power inside of it. So I've always been a fan of the Pixel 5. It's held up very, very well, even though it didn't have all the latest features between all of them. But the Pixel 7 is definitely going to be outlasting the Pixel 5 in this specific example. And that's probably one big thing to keep in mind. With something like the Google Pixel 7, this is a device that's, it's not going to be here today and gone tomorrow. Google's going to probably put a lot of money behind this device with these latest chipsets. So this device is definitely going to be here for quite a bit of time as well. So in terms of that covers it up there. Now let's go and do a speed comparison between both these phones. The Google Pixel 7 has a Google Tensor G2 chipset inside of it with 8GB of RAM, where the Google Pixel 5 has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G chipset inside of it with 8GB of RAM as well. So let's go and see which one's the faster one between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are clear in the background. The Pixel 5 is here, Pixel 7 is here. Let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, definitely a little bit of a different experience on both. Let's do their Play Stores 3, 2, 1. And definitely the Pixel 7 was faster, but I will say the 90Hz panel on the Pixel 5 is still pretty good. Scrolling through, I am seeing more glitches overall on the Pixel 5 than on the Pixel 7. I don't know if it's like a crazy big deal, like it's a deal breaker to me, but it is probably one of those things to keep in mind. Sorry, this phone in the background keeps kind of messing up with me. Camera 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same. Actually, the Pixel 7 was faster. Let's go and take a photo. Let's go open up the photo here. Still a faster experience on the Pixel 7. Let's open up some of these third-party applications now. Let's get into Facebook, 3, 2, 1. Okay, still getting these same pop-ups. Pixel 5 was a little bit slower. Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. Okay, again, another pop-up, which is very, very unfortunate, but I think the Pixel 7 was probably still faster there. Instagram, 3, 2, 1. Okay, kind of the same thing. Let's go and hop out of here. I'm still very surprised about the Pixel 5's 90 Hz panel. I think it still looks very, very good. Let's write sample run 2, 3, 2, 1. And you can kind of see for yourself, again, the Pixel 7 is the faster one here as well, which again is expected. When you're getting a phone in this caliber, you want the newer phone to be faster. So that's always a good thing to see. If we kind of get into the gameplay here and see if there's a difference, which I don't know if there's going to be a big difference here, but if we see any stuttering or anything, both of them look pretty good. So we can go and hop out of this one. Let's try Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. And definitely overall, you're still getting a faster phone, I think, on the Pixel 7 for sure. But I will say, the Pixel 5, those little tiny things like when you're going out of an application, and that is when you're probably going to start seeing phones like the Pixel 7 giving you probably a better experience overall. I think personally something like the Pixel 5 is still a pretty fast phone. You can see from all the apps that I'm opening it up, including all the apps that I've personally used, personally on my Pixel 5 for the last few years, things like, Genshin Impact and playing those types of games. Before I installed the latest, now that was very weird. I don't know what happened over there, but most of the time, I'll say 99% of the time, you're going to be getting a faster experience on something like the Pixel 7. But for a lot of big games like Genshin Impact, you're going to be getting very similar experience when you're actually in the game. But if you want the highest graphic capability, if you want all that, then definitely the Pixel 7 is going to be giving you a better position in that specific case. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. Now in terms of the actual camera comparisons on the back, you can see they both have dual camera setups. They both are wide and ultra-wide cameras. So that's a really good thing. This was like one of the first times we saw an ultra-wide camera on a Google Pixel phone, and I was really, really happy to see that. So they both can do 4K at 60 on the back, which is really cool. The Pixel 7 can do 4K at 60 on the front, while the Pixel 5 can only do 1080p on the front of this specific phone. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, when the Pixel 5 came out, this was actually kind of interesting because this was a different approach from Google. They weren't trying to go ahead and make like the best camera of that year. They were trying to make an upgrade from the Pixel 4 and try to fix the wrongs that they've done. I think that's the best way to describe it. Now with the Pixel 5, you are getting 0.6x zoom, which is really cool. It's pretty much like that ultra-wide camera, but you are getting 7x zoom versus the Pixel 7, I think 8x zoom. So you're getting an overall better camera, I would say, on the Pixel 7 for sure. Now you're still getting video mode, which is really cool. You're getting a few different modes under this mode section as well. But overall, what I'll tell you is you're getting an overall better camera setup on something like the Google Pixel 7. This is a very, very good camera for this type of priced phone. Although the Pixel 5 at that time was, very, very good as well, you're still getting a solid camera on the Pixel 7 as well. So you're getting 0.7x zoom, which is weird because it's 0.1x less zoom than the Pixel 5. Zooming in though, you're getting 8x zoom. So you're getting a little bit more zooming in capability, which is really, really cool. But I will still say this camera is still very, very good for the most part. Now you have the standard video mode, which is really nice. You have this new cinematic mode kind of thing, which is weird because I don't know how they can call this cinematic mode. And Apple calls theirs cinematic mode too. You have the standard modes there too. You have a lot of capability. Like there's definitely a lot of overlap. But I think the Pixel 7 is definitely the better camera. And honestly, I think the Pixel 7 is a really, really good phone. I think for the price tag of this device, I think Google's done a really good job, and I'm really happy to see this specific device. I will say from a Pixel 5 to a Pixel 7, you're getting better build quality, reverse wireless charging, which is really cool. You're getting better screen, you're getting better everything for the most part. But I will say the Pixel 5, for the most part, is a really good phone as well. So you're still getting a lot of capability here, but I will say the Pixel 7 is probably the better one when it comes down to it. So that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.